So this video is not sponsored. This is an EcoFlow Delta 2, and I've been using this thing for over a year now, and it's been treating me really good. Has 6 outputs on here. I've been able to power a compressor, diesel heater, the lights in the shop. It's pretty much a 2,000 watt solar generator that you don't need to fill up with gas. So I'm just a really big fan. If you guys want, I'm going to leave a link in the description so you can get a bit of a discount, and it's going to help me out a little bit.
There we go. A little bit more light. So I'm going to be working on this thing today, see if I can get it running. I got this machine alongside this one right here. Power Plus Projects, 4,200 PSI, 4 gallons a minute. And this one I was able to get running, and I was able to wash my car. But what happened was the pump started leaking. I'm thinking from the seal somewhere in here, but there was a big pile of oil. So I shut her down right away, and I will work on this one, but I do know the motor works. So I just need to seal something up, and that one will be perfect. So I'll work on that next, but first I'm gonna work on this one. So I got that machine over there and this one, plus some sand for pure water window cleaning. I got all of it for 350 bucks. To me, that's a really good deal. It's just, we got to make sure that this stuff still works. The pump looks all right, but it was sitting out in a Canadian winter. So some things might be frozen in there, might be broken. That might be the reason why the other one failed and was leaking from a gasket. But that's all right. If I can get this thing going, it's a good deal. It still has a price tag on here of $3,545. So MTM, Mighty M Corporation. Here's the pump. So this one, if we look down here on the cart at least, says it's a 4.6, so that's gonna focus, 4.6 gallons a minute, PSI is 2400, nozzle size 6.0, horsepower 7.5. We can see that the motor, the original motor, is changed, but I'm gonna see if I can get this one to run. I already took the gas tank off. It was quite rusty. So that's not gonna work. So what I'm gonna do is I took one off my snowblower over here. And now I have this gas tank off of my snowblower that I'm gonna use just to test. So I'm gonna put gas line on, and first things first, by the condition of the inside of that gas tank, I know this carb's going to be dirty. So we're going to take apart the carb and clean the carb. I'm going to start at the air filter box. Alright, now we got the air box off. We can see that these are 2 number 8s up here. So we're going to take those off. There's actually 4 of them, another one down here and another one here that's actually missing. And just seeing that that's missing, that's actually bad, because then you're going to be sucking in too much air from this corner over here. I'm going to show you guys that. So you see right here how there's a little bit of space. The bolt in here is going to hold this down tight and not allow the extra air to get through here. When there's too much air going through this, that's how you can blow your motor, and it's just not going to run properly. So that's just a little piece of advice. Alright, now I take the cover off, or the filter off, and there's another cover. That's number 10. Okay, now just slide off this carburetor, which what you want to do is pull that out till that's straight line up there, and now you can pull this one up out of there, so that's out of this plastic slot. And the same thing with this smaller wire, smaller one. You want to take that one out too. Okay, now we can pull the carburetor off. Alright, so here's our carburetor. I'm going to take it to the desk and we'll clean that out. Oh yeah. Okay, so you're going to want to get rid of the old gas, and right here is something you can unscrew and get the gas out of there, out of the carb, before you go work on it on the desk. Oh yeah, and as you can see, that's very rusty. Alright, now let's go bring it to the desk. Let's take the bottom one off. And you'll be able to take off this bottom cover. As you can see, it's pretty rusty and bad in there. So we're going to clean that out. I'm going to take this little pin out right here. Here's your float. And with your float, you'll have your float needle. Sometimes what happens, this thing's supposed to push down and up, and it's seized right now on this one. Oh, it's moving now. There you go. Oh, whoops. Anyways, you want to make sure that that piece is not seized and it pushes up and down. So that is really dirty in here. So now what you're going to need is a flathead, and you put the flathead through here, and you'll unscrew these needles now. Okay, you just want to tap it out. And you want to make sure that that is clean and you could actually blow air through here. Right now it's not. It's completely clogged up. Now sometimes you have to pull this out and clean underneath it. I don't really like doing that, but I think I might have to this time because of the condition it's in. But I'm going to try and put some wire through here. Some guitar string usually works. If you don't have guitar string, then you can go order some super fine wire from the hardware store. Make sure it fits through the holes. And use some carb cleaner all around here, cleaning it up with, sometimes I use Q-tips or shop towels and a screwdriver, and just clean it all out. Alright, so I got some Clean Flow carb cleaner. Just had this sitting around. We're gonna spray. Okay, now I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This one's a little bit dirty right now, and I'm gonna cheat a little bit, but you can just clean this. It'll just take me a little bit more time, and I don't want to do that right now. Q-tips and just clean it all out. Keep spraying carb cleaner. You can also let it sit overnight if it's really bad, and it'll clean this all out. But I do have another one that I'm gonna use. So with that being said, I have this one right here. It's gonna be a lot easier to clean out. And I'm going to use the fittings from this old one because they're way nicer. And I might need to I might need to clean this out still and use that, unless I can find another bowl. Alright, this is what the original one's looking like. This is what the one that I found looks like. So I think I'm just gonna clean this one out a little bit. It's a little rough around the edges because of the rust, but what I'm gonna do is I got this little attachment on my drill here. What I'm gonna do is just clean her all up inside. See how that's already making it better? Alright, I'm gonna fine tune this without staring at the camera to try and get the shot. So it's gonna be a little hard to get down here, but with a screwdriver, you'll be able to break that up. And then same thing, just use carb cleaner, clean it all out. Alright, well, that's a lot better than what we were working with before. So I'm gonna go ahead and use that, say that's okay to use. This float is really dirty. Sometimes it's best to let them sit in like vinegar overnight. That helps a lot. But for right now, I'm just gonna clean it up to my best and we're gonna put it all together. So I got one of these now. It's a little foamy with sandpaper in between. And you want to be careful because these are plastic and you don't want them to start leaking. If you have any sort of holes and they don't float in the water, you're going to have problems with your gas always leaking out the carb. So be very careful if you work on these with tools. Alright, today I'm really not going for perfection, but this is so much better than what it was before. You can also add some fuel additives to clean the carb after you get it running if you wanted to do it that way. But I'm just going to try and get my pressure washer running with this one, see if I can get it going good, and then I might just re-clean this carb next time. But yeah, overall, compared to before, is a lot better. So you're gonna slide that in just like that. And then we use our pin to close it. So here, you want this to sit level. Oops. So when this sits low like this, it's not what you want. You want this to sit more level with it. So to do that, you can bend this metal piece, that tab right here, and push down on it and then pull up, and then you'll have a better bend on, or a better angle. And that's what you want. You want it to be able to spring back up. This float needle is pretty rusty, so, but we'll see if this works now. I'm gonna try and put this all together now. So, last, gotta put this on, bottom bowl, tighten that up nice and snug. Same thing with your drain, all the way tight. Okay, so now this carb's nice and clean. Set up. Here's our old one. I'm actually gonna blow a little bit of compressed air in there just to get the calcium buildup out. This gasket seems alright. It's seen better days, but this is what we've got, so we're gonna use it. Again, number 10s. So now you put these on with number 8. And I'm actually gonna look for another one out of my random bolts and nuts that I have. I'm gonna try and find one for the corner, because you should have all 4, like I said, so that you don't have any air leaks in here. That'll damage the motor. See how that sealed the top end perfectly now? So now we're not gonna have a gap down here like there was before. So right here, that leaves a gap of air, and you get too much air going into the carb. So always make sure that you have every single bolt on your air filters. So now we're nice and sealed all around. Go ahead and put the cover back on. Just like that. So now, carburetor's cleaned, everything's back on there, but we gotta check the spark plug. Spark plug looks really old. I just want to see what's going on in the cylinder. So yeah, I'm gonna take that off and see what it looks like in there. Alright, so I'm going to clean the spark plug before I put that back in, because I don't have another one right now. It's already looking a lot better. Nice and clean. Alright, now here's the gas tank that I took off my snowblower. There's a little bit of gas in it right now. Here's the top. So I'm gonna get a little gas line for that. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pour a little bit in the cylinder first. Then I'm gonna put the spark plug on, and we'll be able to give her a few pulls, see if she's even gonna want to fire up. If she fires up, then that's great. I'm gonna stop it, and I'll connect the water and connect the guns and everything, and see if we can actually get this girl to wash something. But yeah, so far this is really exciting. Let's find out if it's gonna start. All right, let's try this again. So I got a little bit too anxious and I didn't connect the throttle. That shouldn't stop it from starting like this. So that didn't work. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that off. I'm going to get into the carb. I'm going to see what I can do in there. And I'll get back to you guys. Whoa. Yeah, I'm going to help that out with the pressure washer. Yep. Just going to take that off. We're going to start on this side. I'm going to line up the small side